Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the King of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy here, and with this coming up in the past position, I feel like this is saying that you most likely had feelings for this person, but if we look at the back turned to the cards on the side, I feel like this is saying that you, for whatever reason, were withholding from expressing those feelings to this person. Could have even been someone that you've been friends with for a while as well. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Nine of Chalices, Pisces energy, and the Chariot, Cancer energy. So for the majority of you, I feel like this is saying in the past they did express themselves as far as their feelings toward you. I feel like they were actually quite open about them. And for some of you, you might have actually found that they wanted to move things pretty fast as well with the Chariot energy. So for some of you, that might have been why you withdrew a little bit. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Five of Staves. So this is actually in Leo energy here. And for one, this could be pointing to possibly energy during the time of the Leo full moon, because we're still basically under the energy at the time of recording this. But yeah, seeing this here, what this could just be saying is that for some of you, you might have actually, normally I would say this could be conflict with another person, but the main thing I'm picking up on with this is maybe an inner conflict with you, right? Where you're like going back and forth with yourself about, okay, do I express my feelings to this person or not, right? Maybe you might feel like they have multiple people in their circles, so maybe you feel like, I don't know if I could trust this person. So there's definitely some weird dynamic between the two of you, but it looks like you just have some conflict internally around whether or not to express how you're feeling to this person. All right, present energy on their side, we have the World, which I usually view as Capricorn energy actually, but also North Node energy. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. Now, what I'm getting from these two cards coming up, to me, primarily says that I feel like they're saying to themselves, okay, well, I tried with Capricorn before, didn't seem to work well, I'll give it one more try, right? So I feel like this is them saying, okay, before I completely write it off, I will make another effort toward Capricorn. And I do have to say, if we look at them as the ones extending the rules and that feminine energy in the card, it looks like she has that completely disinterested look on her face, right? So it could be one of those things again where they'll make another effort with you, but it does look like you might still reject that offer from them for some reason. And future energy on your side, we have the King of Staves. So this is actually the court card for Leo. So we see Leo energy again in your card. And now if we look at this king versus the one over there, at least they're facing in the direction of that person. What always stands out to me too with this particular deck is if we think of Leo season, at least in the northern hemisphere, that's basically the middle of summer. And here we see those trees are pretty lifeless. So for me, this could just be saying that these are feelings that you held on to for a long time, but for whatever reason in the future position, it looks like you actually will be willing to express those feelings. Well, I mean, I guess it could just be all of the energy that you have going through Pisces, which is your third house communication. But yeah, that's why I see what that looks like. You'll finally be willing to open up and express your feelings to this person. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is a Capricorn energy here. And what I see with this is, especially if you do come forward and finally express your feelings for them, I feel like it might throw them for a loop to where they might be like, okay, well, what do I even do with this now, right? Because if we look at their body language in this card, it looks like he's kind of reluctantly reaching out for her, right? Like almost like he's not sure what's okay to do, what's not okay to do, right? So that could be the impression that you've left with this person, where the feelings might still be there, especially since we do see the fire burning in the background, which could point to a feeling of passion. But I feel like they just might feel a little more guarded now because they're like, okay, well, I tried more than once to express myself to Capricorn in the past. Now all of a sudden they're coming forward. Can I trust it? So I feel like it's one of those things where they could just be a bit unsure as to how long you're going to feel that way, right? Maybe expecting you to go back to giving them the cold shoulder at some point. So it definitely looks like the dynamics between the two of you could definitely be a little tricky this month. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Eight of Cups. So this is actually Pisces energy here. And for some of you, this could actually be saying that you may have actually walked away from the connection to give yourself some time to think, especially for those of you who, like I said, maybe had some internal conflict around, okay, do I express myself to this person or not? Possibly you might have felt like they actually weren't ready for love, because if we look at those cups there, if I could get to focus again, there we go. That one cup over here looks like it's empty, right, as far as that heart goes, whereas the other ones look filled in. So you might have felt like, oh, I don't know if this person's ready for love, right? So you might have pulled away. But what always stands out to me with that is then we see Seven Cups by themselves over here. And if we think about the Seven of Cups energy, that could point to confusion. So it could be one of those things where maybe that was why you were pulling away initially. You might have felt like, oh, I'm not sure if I could trust this person, right? And then maybe after some time away, you might actually feel a bit more confident toward the connection and come back toward this person. All right. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Five of Wands. So interesting to see that there, because we see that in the present on your side. But for some of you, could just be saying that they might actually start to think to themselves, well, I don't know, Capricorn doesn't seem to be accepting my offers. Maybe they have someone else in the picture, So I feel like that's how they would primarily view it, as, okay, I've tried with them more than once, even though I don't specifically know that they're with someone else. That's the only thing that they might think of in their minds, especially if you guys were getting along on a certain level before, but whenever they try to take it to that next level, we might seem to reject it. That could be where their mind starts to go. All right, so definitely some interesting energies there. I mean, in a way, I guess it can make sense as far as you guys basically had that Venus retrograde in your sign. Obviously, at the time of recording this, it's still not done with its shadow period yet. Same thing with Mercury. You had Mercury start in Aquarius, but then it moved into your sign in the retrograde cycle, and that's not fully complete with the shadow period yet either at the time of recording this as well. So, obviously you guys had some tricky energies going on in your sign, and that could have obviously impacted your interaction with others as well. But we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm really looking for is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. I'm going to be looking for jumpers initially, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull a card that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, and these two don't want to go back in the deck, and next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and this one doesn't want to go back in the deck on their side. All right, so let's take a look at yours first. Okay, we have lessons. I didn't know what I had until you were gone. Lesson learned. Now, I will say for sure that definitely seems to be a potential dynamic with that King of Staves in the future, especially because, like I said, for some of you, their energy in the present might be like, you know what, let me extend this offer to Capricorn one more time, right? And see if they'll accept my offer, but that's going to be it for them. They kind of go into it with that mentality, like, okay, this is going to be the last time I try. If it doesn't work, then I'll move on. And then we could see that energy there where, like I said, it looks like you held on to your feelings for a long time, and maybe with the trees being lifeless there, it could just be saying that might have done some damage to the connection. But that's that. And then we have personal. It says, this isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. Okay, so that could be fair there as well. And with that King of Cups energy in the past, that could be part of what it was as well, right? You might have withdrawn to deal with some other issue in that regard. And interesting too, because I was saying when I saw that Five of Staves energy in the present, where usually I would see that as external conflict. I felt like it was more of an internal conflict for the majority of you. So I would say that those two cards do make sense in that regard, but hopefully that resonated. All right. And on their side, we have fantasy. I wish I could. So yeah, I mean, obviously, it looks like they definitely had the full-on attraction for you. Like I said, if anything, it just seems like if you continue to reject them, they're going to start to feel unsure about the energy. Like, okay, well, now that they changed up, can I actually trust that, or is it going to be another week from now they're going to go back to cutting me off? So obviously, it does look like there is genuine attraction on their side, though. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. And same situation as far as I pre-shuffle this deck as well, but I'm just looking for one card here with general advice for us to wrap up with. All right, and whoa, this one's trying to stay out. There we go. Didn't want to go back in the deck. So let's see. We have To Be Fair. Okay, there's the artwork, and the number is 38. Someone else had that card this month too, but I can't remember who. All right, anyway, let's just read what it says. Okay, it says balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. The Oracle's message: life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis, to doing, from discovering, to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So yeah, as I was reading through that, it could just be, again, pointing to what I was saying as far as for some of you, it could have just been those retrograde energies in your sign could have really just been throwing you for a loop in general, right? Not just within this relationship. And now, as those energies are clearing, you might be feeling a bit more balanced. All right, the relationship message says, can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. So yeah, pretty positive message there. Now, like I said, what I will say is in the future, if you do come forward and express your feelings, it looks like this person will be a bit guarded around whether or not they could trust that. So the one good thing there is I would say I wouldn't feel like this was necessarily them being petty as far as, oh, okay, well, you were giving me the cold shoulder, now I'm going to give you the cold shoulder. I feel like it's more of a genuine thing on their side as far as, okay, well, I'm not sure I could trust this yet. So might take some patience for you guys to get things back on track, but it definitely does seem like it's possible. All right, so if that resonated with you guys, I'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.